project is to look at some of the feeding behaviors that are present in leech. And so he gives us a little example of the leech. In the leech that we showed previously, they had a proboscis and a retractable proboscis that they used to suck food into the body. Some leeches actually have jaws and teeth and then digest the food, which goes into the crop, into the intestines, and exits through an anus. Ah, good. Tyler, you're up. Right now.
It's good, that way you don't have to think about it.
Yeah. So this is Tyler LaFountain, freshman here at Turtle Mountain Community College, and he does a lot of research through EPSCoR for us. So I present the next slide.
Okay. We're going to be gone over? Where did you leave off?
Just go to the next slide.
Oh, okay. To the left is a photo of beef eating, or to the left is a photo of a leech eating a piece of beef. To the right is a photo of the skeleton that we fed to the grasshopper, or to the leech. Dr. Hunter removed the head, and the leech was able to get inside and eat the insides of the leech, or of the grasshopper. Leeches are the Urpidella punctata. They normally eat snails. However, some of them are parasites, and some of them eat blood. Some of them are herbivores. They eat plants, and some of them are also carnivorous. I'd like to show you a video of the leech. It's attached to another leech, and it's drawing its fluids from it. I hope this works. No, it's not working.
It's open, Tyler.
Where is it?
Down at the bottom.
Yeah, I see it. Okay, now, as you can see, the leech is attached to its dorsal sucker. If you look really closely right around here, in a few seconds, you'll see the fluid transferring. There it is. If you can see it, it's right there. I just so happened to be recording at the exact moment this was taking place. I thought it was an interesting observation, so I focused on it and centered it so it would look good. I'm sure that the fluid that's transferred is it might be its plasma or it's some part of its blood. This has been sort of the summarization of all the research that I've done so far. I am wanting to see if they are carnivorous. I wanted to do a research project on that, and I also am going to test their oxygen consumption with this new device that we have that Dr. Hunter's going to let me use to see how much oxygen they use in their water. And that's pretty much my presentation, and I hope you forgive me for being a little off, but thank you for your time.
So, any questions?
We're just going to skip the chat part, and if you have a question, just jump right in via audio.
Hi, this is David Givers at NDSU. I have a little background to this, so I would like perhaps Dr. Hunter or someone to explain how this came about that this leech appears in the United States and the previous research was being done with European leeches. I think the audience might find that interesting. Thank you.
Well, one of the things in the 12 species that we have previously identified here at the Turtle Mountain Reservation is it's a medical leech, but it's a medical leech that has not been studied. Most of the research that's been done in Europe on leeches is done because of the Hirunidae, some of the medical leeches that are actually now being used in medical treatment. And one of the questions I asked Dr. Govedich when I met him was, how come the European leeches were so much better than the leeches we had here in the North America? And Dr. Govedich's answer was, well, no one has studied the medical leeches here in North America. We don't really know if they're better or worse than the European leeches. And he went on to explain to us that one of the leeches here in the United States, one of the leeches that we have here at the Turtle Mountain Reservation, has actually been able to have a inhibitor that's been isolated from its saliva that actually inhibits breast cancer. It also has some clotting factors in it. So most of the research has focused on the leech in Europe because of the medical leech, and we're just starting to look at some of the other leeches here in North America and really look at them. There have been people like Dr. Davies and Dr. Blinn, who were Dr. Govedich's mentors, that have been looking at the leeches, since the 1960s and 70s. But again, more from a behavioral classification study, and as far as studying them from a medical or a physiological aspect, that's just beginning to take off here in the United States. So any more questions?
Also, if I may, this is Fred. There are over 68 species currently of leeches identified from North America. And it's actually quite likely, looking at the ones that we saw today, that we need to use some more current techniques, molecular techniques, and things like that, and actually determine if they are new species. You actually commented that a lot of work has been done in Europe. Both Glossophonia complanata and actually the Boreabdella were originally described in Europe, but we're kind of limited in the characteristics that we can use, and so using maybe microsatellites or DNA fingerprinting techniques, we may be able to identify these as new species, which we've actually done here in the Southwest with a number of species that were traditionally classified as Urpidella punctata. So these may be new species. The usage of them for plastic or medical research is really kind of unknown. We're finding really kind of interesting characteristics of their saliva, even ones that are not blood feeders, produce compounds that, at least based on the genes, are similar to the compounds produced by blood-feeding leeches. So they may have pharmaceutical application. So it's really a wide open area. So hopefully that kind of adds a little bit to that.
No, I think you covered it.
Okay, thank you. I'd like to thank Turtle Mountain and Southern Utah University for their presentation.
Thank you.
Now we have a 10-minute refreshment break. With all the sites mute their mics, and we'll give a 2-minute warning when we start back up again. Thank you.